why many of our ancestors try to elongate their neck.
Oh, neck and the big head. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is what many ETs have, is this elongate neck between their heads.
Oh, I
and
like my
shoulder.
long neck. I don't think I'm royalty, but I've always had a long neck, and people would talk about my long neck. Interesting. Well, you're an interesting character. I'm going to have to call you not only an intelligent academic PhD person, which is where we put our PhDs, because I've got Dr. Ken Johnston I was supposed to get with today in our group to help us separate the veterans, the military, from the civilians, and then from that, the academia, and then from that, the hobbies versus the professionals. So, we've got a lot of work to do in our club, but I don't know where we'll put you, but we're going to have one for characters that can make an event have a pin drop in the room. How many people were in that room? It wasn't like one or two. It was 30 or 40. I don't know, because I'd never been to any of his.
At least that. Yeah.
Okay.
And what the most important part of this is that talk was recorded, and it's available on a DVD through the conference for $50, and you can get it, order it, and listen to that talk.
Yeah.
And it was
$15 or $50?
15.
Oh, good. 15. That sounds reasonable. 50 was a little steep. But if you're listening to the information and it's a new story on the planet, whether people want to believe it, like you said, you're just putting out the information. You're don't shoot the messenger, right? You're just the messenger.
You're right, very right. I am the messenger, and I told the audience I was instructed to give this message here at this conference, and that is what I did. I fulfilled my obligation. So
I had a draw to that, too. Janet Carroll Lessin's the one that told me about the Laughlin UFO Conference, and so she asked me to put in for it, and I did, and Bob Brown never would call me. He kept saying he was going to call me, but he was so busy. But he chatted with me and said they were interested in me, and then he took my story to the board. So I was like you, and then he liked it, but he said that they already had, by the time Janet told me about it, they already had 30 speakers. So I think you were one of the few that got in at the last. I don't know when you put in. But that's just details, folks.
That was
we can only
August. That was in August of 2019 in Albuquerque, where I gave.
Okay, well, we didn't put in till December or something. We put in too late.
Right.
But he said he would consider us this next year, so maybe, I don't know that we could make a pin drop with our ET stories, but we'll see. And so I told J. Allen Hynek I'd take over all this work, and I'm working with all the Secret Invisible College, which you know about with Jan Aldrich and Dr. Bruce Maccabee, and it was Don Berliner. But now, wow, you have now. But you talked 2 times. But this story is life-changing. I mean, you could have been shot because that affects. Well, you saw how Janet wanted me to talk. She was shocked, I think, but she wanted me to talk about Jesus Christ. I don't know what she wanted from me. So I was trying to say, well, this is what we're doing with this club. And I asked him to come and talk and all that tonight. You know, you were going to be on hers Tuesday, so she'd already know about your shocking revelation. But anyway, she'll be back because
TJ.
Yeah.
What the audience needs to realize, I'm writing this book. I have most of it completed, and it will be published this year probably, is that if you listen to my talk and all the slides, I go through all the evidence. Now, this is what is so outrageous and crazy. I am the father of the male child, and Bonnie is the mother of the male child. Now,
so in this reality, you're like Joseph. You're saying you're like,
yes.
No, wait, Joseph wasn't the real dad, though. There was no real dad because he was conceived by God.
Real dad, because my DNA is combined with that of Bonnie's DNA, is created the male child. Okay.
What happened to the child? You said it went to heaven already?
It was taken along with his identical twin sister. He has a sister. And I met them on 23 October 1994 over my bed in Red Bank, New Jersey, when they appeared and told me basically that they are my children.
Wow, you're going to make my story sound vanilla. I thought I had a good story. You got me beat. Well, what did Bob think about this story you told? My gosh.
He realized that I had to tell the story. I had to get it out. And after the talk, he said, this is going to be a talk that will live in history. It will
in infamy.
Get more and more popular as people realize what it signifies, and that the biblical prophecy is coming true. And it's not the way theologians have interpreted it. It's different, but it is real.
Well, you're exactly right. Everything that we have in writing started back with the fired clay tablets, and we know Sumerian, and they've been trying to take out, they blame us Westerners and us Americans and bombing all that stuff in Iran and Iraq, or starting all that war to get rid of the Anunnaki and all the Sumerian stuff, right? They didn't want us to know, and they were destroying all our artifacts and all the history, so all this couldn't be known, but now you've taken on a whole new narrative, a whole new twist. So I think our club needs to have a byline that says, don't shoot the messenger now. God.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that is exactly my sentiment on this, that I am saying that he was born in August 1st, 1967. He is now 54 years old. From what I have learned, he has been taking part in different cultures and different nations around the world, because if he is the Messiah, think about this. His knowledge of our human civilization back 2,000 years ago is not relevant. He had to learn about everything that is going on in this world today. He had to visit every continent, every civilization, every culture, in order to learn what he has to learn in order to rule over the earth. That's the bottom line.
Well, if he's the same one in my memories and my DNA, then the one that was the original Jesus Christ sat over on the pyramid. I was his 12-year-old daughter that put her hand in stone. And this is a memory in my head, and I remember it like yesterday. But it would coincide with all my history in my head. And in France and the, I don't know if it's Merovingians or the people, it's all about world religions, but this was the Jesus story. So I don't know that Janet wanted me to, I apparently didn't say what she needed me to say, what she was thinking. But the Jesus story, there's so many in our world religions, especially Christians. You know that. They say there's 5 different Jesuses or 7. You hear all kind of Jesus stories, but now we got a new one that's more up to date, that's current. So it's just another Jesus story, but, it really affects people when you're a real true believer. So you got to remember now, I don't know how you're going to say we're folklorists, historians. Don't shoot the messenger's got to be a whole new category for people that speak at events and instead of clapping, they all drop their jaw.
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know what we're going to do with this. This is a whole new reality.
Most people are not prepared. Most people are not prepared for this because the theologians have missed the mark. They have failed to recognize what the Revelation Scripture says. And amazingly, Bonnie, who I lived with for 7 years exactly, she fulfilled all that scripture in the 17 verses of chapter 12 perfectly, and including the 2 periods of protection. That's what my book is going to present, and what my talk, you can get a preview of what is happening by getting that DVD from the UFO MegaConference store, and it's only $15, and you will be shocked to find out that this is really happening.
Well,
right
that's
now,
the day it happened, so it's a memorial. What do they call those? You know, when it's a memoriable DVD or CD, because it was recorded exactly when it was happening live. So it becomes like those coins they serve, like the U.S. Mint. They'll commemorate a date. And so your date, with Bob, somehow he needs to fix it with that date. In starting that here in 2020, we started a whole new revelation, a whole new reality.
And it was on 20 February, 2020. Whoa.
Well,
so
and I'm trying to pull all this together.
Here.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm trying to pull all this together for our ACO Club, but and I hope Janet comes back, because it ties. I was going on alienology. All 3 of us were alienologists, but is this an alienologist story? It depends on your filters.
I'm not too thrilled with the term alienologist. It sort of sounds like we're aliens ourselves. Never believes in that. Okay.
Well, should we do extraterrestrialist? I don't know, because I've got ET entertainment, but I call it entertainment so I can get away with it on the radio. But education. Now we have Ascension Center Education, and Janet and Dr. Lessin file all their radio shows under education. I file mine under science and entertainment and paranormal. So, and I've got Lon Strickler that's joined me with Phantoms and Monsters or something like that. He has, I don't know, over 70,000 followers, but he's joined me for the paranormal and Bigfoot kind of stories. But this is world religion at a new level, but here in America, but it's event religion. I don't know what did Bob Brown tell you? Is he going to have a venue? What do they call it? A niche genre for whatever this is? Is it history? Is it folklore? What is it?
I have my DVD now. You can buy it and listen to my talk, and the audience was totally raptured, literally, by what I said, because nobody believed at that time that biblical prophecy could be fulfilled in our time, literally.
Well, yeah.
With people.
I feel like I'm an oracle. But I do, I get visions. I'm a remote viewer, I see things, and then I have out-of-body and near-death experiences. But all that's normal to me because I experience it firsthand. You experienced this firsthand.
But most people are totally unprepared and unaware that this stuff is real. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, which with Janet and you, was a talk by Deep Prasad, who gave an amazing talk. He's very young, and he's considered to be the new Einstein in terms of his IQ. And he gave a talk that just totally blew me away. He basically said that we have to give up on the idea of Francis Bacon and the scientific method, that everything that is happening around us, all the paranormal and the supernatural, is real. It's not supernatural. It's not paranormal. It is part of our reality. And we need to...
Well, we're on the hour, so maybe Janet will come back. So we'll have this recording for the last hour on the speakers. I don't know what I was supposed to do, defend Jesus maybe, because Janet likes the Anunnaki, and I don't know if she believes Jesus walked the earth or not. I happen to. I'm a big Protestant universal life pastor kind of chick.
TJ, in my